sports listeners. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday.
This whole hour is Santa Barbara teen athletes. Woo! And all those people and businesses that support those teen athletes. I love it when somebody walks in. We have to say 20 push-ups. Kayla, yeah. Woo! I love calling somebody out. That's it. 1,
drop and give
2,
us 20.
3.
Oh, gosh.
Hey, Kayla.
I'm good. How are you?
I love that. I love when somebody walks in just late. All right, finger push-ups. Finger push-ups. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I love that. See, we stop everything because Kayla just walks in. And no, the big news is Kayla's going to be at Laguna.
Yes.
I said I needed somebody. I need a teen queen at Laguna. So what she do? She switched schools. Put your hands together. I love that. Seriously, God, you're stunning. You grew
thank
too.
You. Yes.
They needed a studette volleyball player, and she plays soccer. She does it all. So she got recruited. Well, you live in Hope Ranch. What are you going to do? Right? It's easier. Mm-hmm. Now you can walk to school.
Yeah,
literally.
Definitely. Way easier.
Yeah.
Kayla, where did you live before you came to Santa Barbara?
I lived in Atlanta, Georgia.
So that's right. Somebody in this house helped her find her house. Just saying. That's right.
So can I ask you, what do you find different from East Coast to West Coast?
Just kind of like the whole environment. The people are a lot different. I feel like Atlanta is very fast-paced and, a lot of work, business, and here is a lot more chill, and people, I guess, enjoy the, nature more here, which I like a lot.
So have you been back since you've been here? Have you been back?
I haven't.
Okay. So I just want to a little heads up. Okay, because I went back twice when I came back from New York. I went back twice. I mean, the reveal is, and I don't know, maybe kids have changed. So have you been in contact with your friends? Have they been out here?
I've brought one friend out here.
Okay. And what did she say?
What did she say about
California? Did she like?
Yeah, she liked it.
Oh, she did.
I feel like everyone who comes out here likes it.
Yeah, definitely. So, but you have not been back.
No,
Do you want to go back?
No, not really.
Yeah.
When I left, I was definitely ready to leave and ready to start next chapter.
So you're grown. You went past it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because it was hard for me to go back because I changed. I just changed, so it's a little different. Know what the biggest thing for me? When I came from New York to California, it was like everybody said, can you step back? Because the space? Seriously.
No.
You? Me? Yes. It was go ahead. Not help me, Dominique, right?
Okay, well, in California, you kind of tend to have a bigger space bubble because there's just more space. And when you grow up in New York City or in a big city, a lot of people get more comfortable and okay with people being closer, physically closer in a proximity. So if you're speaking with someone and you feel like they're stepping into your space bubble, definitely, realize that, and it's okay to take a step back and reset that that boundary.
Honestly, if I had to take a step, the space would be in my world back in New York is just are you mad at me? That was the difference. If the distance between it was say 4 feet. So in my world back in New York, it's really somebody would say, okay, what did I do wrong? That would be the difference. It's that would be something they're mad.
Yeah, I definitely see that.
Yeah.
Well, funny because I moved out here over 7 years ago from Augusta.
Mm-hmm.
So I was out there, or 4 years ago, I was out there for 7 years. And it's much more pedestrian out here. You cannot walk in the South. There's no sidewalks. Mm-mm. It's even Atlanta is not a pedestrian
Definitely
city.
not.
You have to drive. But I was just back because my daughter is a volleyball player. She graduated from Mercer University, so I was just back there. But it is different. And
well, remind me, in Georgia, is it true that the cars have the right of way? Because I know in California, pedestrians have the right of way, but that's not the same in every state.
No, pedestrians still have the right of way. But there aren't sidewalks. So you can't. And this is Michelle Meyerini from PAL.
PAL! Oh my God! Of course, everybody knows who you are.
They knew. I no introduction needed.
Exactly. Of course.
Anyway, yeah, but it is, and I remember the first couple times out here because I still say ma'am and sir and y'all, and
yes,
and there's no sweet tea out here, and so, but Augusta was a little slower paced than Atlanta. So we still had that hometown feel, but I've kind of been all over. DC was crazy.
Well, can I ask Pure? We have Pure's here from China. Do you feel that the physical space, Pure, between people when people are talking, having conversation, is it different from where you are at home?
Sorry, can I say again?
So what we're talking about is that physical space, like when you're speaking to people face to face. Do you feel like in California people stand further apart, or when you're back home, do people stand closer together or further apart?
Well, it kind of depends on different people. Because if you are talking to your close friend, you can stand closer. And then I feel like here, probably people are standing like more away from each other. Because, I don't know, but when I first met some of the people, and then they just step like way farther than what I expected.
When I talk to you, I think I'm pretty close, don't you think? Like you and me, I'm like we're like exactly. Like I think
It's like you're in my bubble.
That's right. We're like Pure and I get really close. I mean, Pure knows exactly what my expectations are. He knows exactly. What did you say there, Dominique?
You've had a lot of fun being a host parent.
Exactly.
It's really awesome.
Yes, and as Groucho Marx said, if I get any closer, I'll be behind you.
Exactly. No, I'm serious. I would be. It's true though. Now, as far as where you came from, where you live, as far as transportation, Pure, walking, bicycles, riding. What's the transportation like where you live? How does it work?
That's a huge difference between here and there. Back there, because I live in a big city, so I can have like a subway, or I can go biking like just for transportation. So, but here you can only drive. See, just like the highways and the stuff. And here it's not a big city, so there's not so public transportations. And we get our bus like every 5 minutes, and then this we're cheaper than over there. And then so I think here is like if you have a car, then you haven't.
And if I understand correctly, you're going to work on your driver's license, huh?
Yeah.
That is so awesome. Kayla, are you going to, what age are you at? Are you going to work on that?
I just got my learner's permit.
Ooh.
So I'll be getting my license in September.
Oh.
So.
Okay, well, so is Pure. Maybe we could go down there together in Santa Barbara. I tell you, right, you could learn together. That's awesome, right? Let's try there. Okay, we've got Sam Russell. Yeah, woo! All right, Sam is in the house. How you doing, Sam?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. We have son John will be up here probably in 3 to 4 weeks. Got to text him and see what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah? Are you doing, you on the travel baseball team?
First practice is next Thursday.
Next Thursday. Looking forward to it?
Yeah.
I think you grew a little bit since last time you were here. Either that or he's got some new shoes on. I don't know.
Nope.
No? Yeah, look at that smile. He's all happy. Yeah, you doing any weights? What are you doing?
I've been going to the cage a lot.
Yeah, that's good. You got a new tee, I hear, huh?
Yeah.
That's nice. That's awesome. How many swings?
Like 2,000.
That's a boy. Oh, I like that number. That a boy. All right. Let's go back over to Michelle. Michelle, what do we got going over at PAL?
Oh, well, we're gearing up for...
Look at that. Oh, my God.
I know.
We got so much stuff.
I know. We have this new music program. You guys have seen our music room. It is phenomenal. So on June 16th, we're going to have our Summerfest at PAL and allow our music students to come out and perform. And we now have a little PAL band. And they performed 2 weeks ago at Hahn Hall. At Music Academy of the West with some other students, and they did amazing. So all of our students are going to perform at that event, and we have the Campership Alliance going on, and we're always looking at new youth leaders, high school students, and we'll be open all summer long. But yeah, PAL's busy.
That is so awesome.
I know. And I saw a phrase, and this is really sums up PAL's mission, connecting cops, kids, and community.
Ooh, I like that. The CCCs.
Except for kids is K.
Well,
but you know, but I saw that. I'm like, that really sums up PAL's mission.
Yeah.
Connecting cops, kids, and the community.
So are we looking for anybody like to help with the music? I mean, you're looking for volunteers?
We have instructors. Okay. We're always looking for donations, sponsors, but any youth that wants to come and take, it's a 30-minute private lesson. And you can choose between voice, drums, guitar, bass, ukulele, and keyboard.
So is that when you say 30-minute private lesson? Is that daily?
It's
or?
once a week.
Once a week.
You
Sorry.
have a spot once a week. You just have to come register for PAL.
And this is free.
It's free.
Nice. Of course.
Of course, it's free. It's at PAL.
I didn't want to say it's. Of course, that's amazing.
Yes,
Put your hands
it
together
is
for
amazing.
PAL.
Yeah.
And if somebody wanted to help out and make a donation, how do we do that?
You go to www.sbpal.org. And,
That's wonderful.
You can go on and sponsor. We have 2 amazing sponsors for this program. Incredible, because it is an expensive program.
Sure is.
But all of our programs are free of charge to the youth, and they are they're our future leaders, and they are making changes.
You've
met
all
them.
the cuts. Yeah, I have. With all the cuts that are going on, anytime you could add music or art, to the kids, that's absolutely wonderful. Hands off to you, And you know how much we adore you. So
Thank you. Well, and we are going to do, because Teen Sport Radio sponsored our art workshops for this summer, so we're going to get those scheduled for Fridays, and I have a teen that's going to lead those for the kids.
We want to get back in there.
So,
Okay.
you'll have to come because it's that fluid art.
Oh, we love that. Okay, we want to help you with that. All right, so let's talk about that at break. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with a lot more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday.
Get back to making that paper. All those sneezes that I had, in the bathroom, thinking that I had adult onset allergies, because she was saving all of the lint. I'm like thinking, I'm not kidding. I'm thinking, do I need an allergy test? Okay, because the lint is in the washer dryer room bags, and I thought it was like laundry, but no, she was for months saving lint. So every time I'd use the restroom in the morning, the lint was in there. So literally thinking, it would only take like 3 or 4 minutes before. Every morning I wake up. Okay, this is really funny, but it's, I swear to God, true. So I'm getting calling Brian, thinking okay, I need to go acupuncture, whatever. Did not register that it was lint, months and months of lint in these laundry bags. Okay, then finally, mystery solved. Saying.
If you look at the lint, it's pretty obvious if you think about making paper that it's already prepped. All you need to do is add water and put it in a decal, and you've got a piece of paper.
Allergic to lint, in case you know.
But
that,
it's all worth
right.
it.
Yeah, that, and what else am I allergic to? What happened to my face last week? What was it called?
Oh, this is a difficult one. Okay, so many times when you do different art projects, you're using different chemicals. And there was a particular chemical, Erica experimented with art resin. And art resin comes in 2 components. One is the part that's going to harden, and the other is the activator. And I'm not sure which part Erica's allergic to, but she broke out in hives.
I needed a hazmat suit. Let me explain something, okay? 1 billion pimples. Okay, and then my face, I had literally people going up to me thinking that I had a bad Botox reaction. Okay, first of all, I've never done that stuff. Not saying I'm not going to, but see, I'd be the type of person, if I did it, I'd tell you. Okay, no, everybody swore. Now that went around the whole neighborhood, bad Botox. Okay, and then I had to go off on my friends. My whole face blew up. It was bad. I was in hiding for a whole week, and then you take what did I take 2 of Benadryl?
Oh, Benadryl.
Knocked me. I can't take anything because I have that severe ADHD prior to any kind of medication. But then I take Benadryl, knocked me into Sunday. Okay. I would hold my phone. Dominique, what time is it? I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You'll have the phone that tells the time. And then I'm looking at 9:16, right? What does that mean? That's how bad Benadryl.
Yeah. Benadryl wipes me out.
Does it? But does it make you cuckoo?
Oh, no, it knocks me out.
Oh.
I am out. Yeah. But I bought resin. I haven't opened it because I've been doing so much painting, too.
Put on a hazmat suit.
I will.
You might be... This is a cute allergic that I had to me. It was really bad. It was like the... Really
so if you're using a new chemical that you never used before, sometimes they suggest on your arm, where you bend with your elbow, you can put a dab of the substance on your skin and just test in 24 hours to see whether you're having an allergic reaction to a chemical, if you're suspicious that you might be having an allergic reaction. But the other thing is, when you're using chemicals, it's really important to wear gloves. wear gloves, and follow the directions on the bottle.
I know. And long sleeves, and a face mask, and goggles.
Oops. Well, let me tell you, the nice thing is I'll show you pictures. It's amazing. It makes everything look like glass.
I know. I've seen it.
It's like stunning. I mean, it's the hottest thing that I ever did, but it was like really bad.
So, of our other teens here, is anyone else doing different art and doing different projects?
Well, lately I just for Mother's Day I did this big flower painting for my mom.
Yeah.
And I was just my mom was like, "Oh, you kind of have an eye for art." And then ever since then I've just been kind of researching, and when I get in especially exams been going on right now, and I've been really stressed, and painting, it just really releases a lot of stress in me. So I've just been kind of doing all that kind of stuff.
Pure, I know you've been doing some art projects for school to finish up projects.
That was for a final project for American history. I created a bomb model. A bomb model.
A bomb model.
Yeah.
Let's clarify.
Yeah. That was
at Erica's house.
Yeah, I'm not gonna burn the house. Our house is safe. So that model was about the Hiroshima and the Nagasaki. There was over 60 years ago, World War II. The bomb was bombing in the Japanese city Nagasaki and Hiroshima. That's kind of like a sign that ends World War II, but the sign that begins the American Cold War.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. It was very symbolic. And you got to use spray paint.
Yeah.
Had you used spray paint before?
No. Erica helped me. Mm-hmm. And then I was going to do a paper mache for a balloon, but we can't find the balloon, so we bought a doll. So it was like a football-shaped doll. And then
a pillow football.
Yeah. We bought a pillow football, and then I taped it around, and then I paper mache it. So that pillow was still in my teacher's classroom.
It might stay there.
And while Beer was working on the project, he felt really sad for the pillow that it was being made into a bomb. He thought that was really sad.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, just to make a plug for art, there's 3 different reasons why you want to take up an art, whether you're good at it or not. Grab a sketchbook and just doodle, paint, draw, however you're inspired. It activates different parts of your brain. And so what it does is it enables you to learn other things with more ease and grace, because every time you pull art in, you're activating your whole brain in order to do it.
Definitely. You've always done art, huh, Michelle?
I have. I've done a lot of scrapbooking and card making, and then in November is when I discovered that fluid art, and I started just experimenting with that, and I've sold my first piece.
Ooh.
So a triptych, so that was really cool, and he's commissioned another big piece. So then I just recently made a clock, and for the numbers I used sea glass that I found at Henry's Beach, so it looks really cool.
Dr. D, art, I know you're a writer.
Well, yeah, of sorts, yeah. It's been a long time since I've actually written anything other than a script for a commercial or something. I am working on finishing up, getting my book published. It's basically finished, but now it's finding time to get up on the website and put all the pieces together. And they say, well, but it has to be within these parameters. And, of course, it's not. So I've got to go through and get it to those parameters. And that's the challenge. I also do sketch and draw and so forth. As a matter of fact, in the trunk of the car, I actually have my multiple sketch pads in this big zippered portfolio case, along with felt tip pens, colored pencils, I want to say crayons, but I don't think I put crayons in the trunk of the car, no matter how cold it is outside. I don't want piles or globs of wax. It's a fun outlet, and obviously too, even at Saul Alcaraz Santa Barbara Art Glass, creating different things as well. Sometimes you go in there and let's make this, or this, a glass, a bowl of this, or maybe you can just, with his assistance, make something abstract, something that just kind of comes to mind. It just starts to flow, take on a shape of its own.
I started doing some art that, Sam, you'll appreciate. I found at a junk store, I found an old New York sports page book full of sports newspaper articles from way back when, and I've been collecting baseball clippings and putting them into picture frames. So I did a huge collage of Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig.
Hey, dude,
Cool.
that's going to go in John's new residence, wherever that might be when he starts grad school.
Very cool.
Cross your fingers on the grad school. So anyway, hey, let's take a little break. Fill up your coffee. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please do it in
Every single Tuesday.
Well, I drag Laura here. I don't think she knows that I know that she knows that I know that we all know. Guess what? Oh! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday, dear Laura! Happy birthday to you! We love you! Yay! Woo! You know, you're one of the very early on teen queens, and we did host you and everything. So here's a card. We took not everybody had a lot of money. That's too bad. Here, but we did. We Dominique made you this.
This is so sweet.
Yay!
I love it. It's
Yay!
full of quotes. That's me.
You want to read them?
So, one of the quotes is, "Desire is the starting point of all achievement, not a hope, not a wish, but a keen pulsating desire which transcends everything," by Napoleon Hill. But I'm going to skip to my favorite one, which is, 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bowline, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover, by Mark Twain.
Yay!
God, these are awesome.
You want to say something really emotional? If you cry, we don't have no tissues in here. She's like the emotional mama.
Well, Laura, it's just been a real pleasure to watch you blossom into exploring all the wonderful things that move your heart. And the fact that you are rendering so much service to people, that you're interested in political science and just how it is that communities come together and how we form relationships and support each other in ways that endure and make the world beautiful. It's wonderful. It's a blessing to watch you grow.
In the 6 or 7 different languages. I don't know. I can't even keep up with your languages. You just rock, girl.
Thank you. I learned a lot from you guys in these 3 years, so I think that's why you like me more, because I'm a little bit more of you guys now. But yeah, no, it's really exciting right now. I'm about to move some stuff to LA because I have friends that are moving there, so I'm going to store most of my clothes there, which is fine. They're guys. They have no clothes at all. It's wasted room, so I'm like, I might as well. But yeah, so they're moving down there tomorrow, and I'm going to move some clothes there and then come back up and figure out all the paperwork, go back for summer, and then start at UCLA.
Woo!
So, yeah.
So proud.
I'm excited.
Well, since Pierre's here, he can say happy birthday to you in Mandarin. Haha.
Oh. Should I say your name in Chinese? Or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. 祝你生日快乐，劳拉。
Well, answer him.
谢谢。
不客气。
All right, so you want to say hi to your mom in, I don't know, she knows how many languages. There you go.
I'll go for German with Mom. Hallo Mama, ich bin wieder im Radioshow und Erika und Dominique haben mir gerade ein Geburtstagsgeschenk gegeben und sie sagen alle Hallo und ich hoffe, dass es euch gut geht. Wir sehen uns bald.
Okay, but I think she's in Spain.
Hola a todos, estoy aquí con Erika y Dominique y la otra gente de Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio y estoy muy contenta porque hoy es mi cumpleaños y quiero que todos estén bien y hasta luego.
But your dad's in Italy.
Ciao papà, hai capito quello che ho detto alla mamma, quindi faccio la cosa corta. Ci vediamo tra poco, quando torno a casa ti faccio vedere il regalo che mi hanno fatto.
Your brother's in France.
Salut à tous, c'est Laura et aujourd'hui c'est mon anniversaire, donc je suis très très contente et j'espère que vous êtes contente aussi.
I'll give you a break. Yeah! We love you. Give me a hug. Yeah. Okay. All right. We're going to knock out some business. We did the Ellen Manning Scholarship Fund, since Ellen Manning, very close friend of mine, teacher, educator, principal, St. Raphael's, put 35 plus years of service. And we wanted to, you don't want to, I don't like waiting until somebody passes away. I hate that. You know what I'm saying? Why not let the person live, right? And
yeah.
Right? I mean, that's what I say. The woman's alive, so I want to keep her name alive. She's retired now, and since she's been retired for the last 8 years, so we've continued her legacy at St. Raphael. So we call this the Ellen Manning Scholarship Fund. So since she's been retired, we've had these essay contests continue in 8th grade at St. Raphael's. And so what we did this year, though, we found 2 essays that I thought were amazing, and I couldn't decide between the 2. So we did 2. That's what you can do. So, heads, tails, couldn't do it. So we did 2. So I'm going to let Dominique say the winners and then read some excerpts of the 2 and talk about them. Okay? Good.
So Alana Blue.
Woo! Alana Blue!
Who we believe is headed to Dos Pueblos High School.
Dos Pueblos High School!
Next year.
Yes.
And her essay, the reason why her essay was selected as a winner for the Ellen Manning Scholarship is because her essay was about love and the impact of love. And what the kids had to write about was what values, as an 8th grader, are they passing on to the incoming class?
I just want to say, when we read these, it's a panel of 4 people. We don't know girl, boy. These are blind. We read these essays. They're just numbered. So again, we don't know where the child's, if it's boy or girl, we don't know the name, and we don't know where they're going to go to school. Okay.
So this particular essay had to do with faith and how much she's enjoyed at St. Raphael's being able to express and talk about faith. And personally, for me, whether you have faith in a religion or whether it's faith in the science of how the world works, having that deep belief be a guiding force in your life is truly a beautiful thing. And Alana also talked about how brave she is and that she's learned to step out of her comfort zone. I just felt like for an 8th grader to be writing about that and just how grateful she is for all the amazing things that she got to learn at St. Raphael's is just so much fun.
So basically what the essay was about was what the students could pass on to the next generation of 8th graders. So you want to read some?
Yeah. So part of what Alana wrote is that she's loved learning about the Golden Rule, which has to do with loving your neighbor as yourself. And she wrote that everyone in St. Raphael's 8th grade class are respectful and accepting to everyone that we welcome in. And she's really also excited about being able to pass on. They've done a lot of things. They've done things to make their school better. So it's like she's passing on the love of her school to the incoming class. The ending of the letter she wrote says, "It's so awesome how everyone in our school gets involved in helping out our community and being there for one another. And the incoming 8th grade class will adore our amazing teacher, our fun classroom, which they got to decorate really colorfully, and all the values that they learn and share at St. Raphael's will continue for the rest of their lives." So St. Raphael's has really made a powerful impact to Alana, and I feel like she's going to be a very strong community member who's already giving in a loving way to the community.
Thank you, Alana. Woo! And then who's the next one?
And I just want to say that this is part of what Ellen Manning, as a principal, was trying to instill in the kids, the importance of love.
Right. And now we have Michelle Lim has done also such an amazing, wonderful job. Also a really good friend of mine, and has done some great things at that school as well. Continuing on since Miss Manning has retired. The next winner, is Sophia Molina, and she's going to be going to Orchid Academy. You want to read some?
Yes. And the fun thing is, these kids only had about 15, 20 minutes to write these essays, so they typed them out on the computer. So not only were we looking at the content, we were looking how the letter was put together, but interestingly, Alana's letter was a page and more, was greater than a page. Sophia's letter is shorter, but the content of it was so beautiful because she talks about not being afraid. So this is Sophia Molina's letter. The values I've learned at St. Raphael's School is that you should treat others the way you want to be treated, and that everyone is equal, and we all have a right to our own opinions. Some of the main values that I have for myself, I've also learned that if you need help, don't be afraid to ask for it. And also that you can learn from your mistakes.
Beautiful. I didn't want to read the whole thing because, it's a lot to take in, but I could assure you both of these two letters were definitely deserving of the two gift certificates that we gave them, actually cashier's checks, right? Yeah. 2 cashier's checks. They're going to be used towards their education, $500 each. So, I'm just really happy to be able to support the education, and I was just very impressed by the essays. So let's take a little break. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday.
I have one question.
Yes.
Was the one essay that was submitted on pink paper and laminated, did that even stand a chance?
Yeah, it's funny. It's so funny. I tell you.
It was mine.
I know, really.
I took a shot.
Yeah. When we were reading them all, because, half the class was going to Bishop, and the other half was, I didn't know, of course, you're reading all these. And that didn't find out until after. I go, hey, Joni, how many kids are going to Bishop? About half the class. So it was just in the 2 kids that were selected, nobody's going to Bishop. So I'm like, okay, I'm just saying, both of my kids went to Bishop. So I've always done the essay contest. It was a Bishop scholarship because Bishop is very expensive to go there. So this is the first year I said, I don't know, it was a spirit-led decision to open the scholarship to the whole class and not to have any of the monies go to Bishop. I'm like, I'm almost thinking, right? I mean, I don't know. I almost feel like, I'm going to have to hide under a tree almost. I don't know.
But I just have one thing to say for our public schools, that the time when our kids were going to school, the private schools, there was quite a difference. Right. And Kayla can probably speak to this about the difference between being at public schools and private schools. Our public schools are fantastic. Dos Pueblos?
It's not that. It's just that public schools are not free anymore either. I mean, you have to pay for sports. You have to pay. Public schools are not free. There is not free anymore. So you do have to provide. Am I right? Mm-hmm. Like Laura, you went to DP. It's not free.
No, not at all. I mean, everything costs money. Everything that's not classes or going to school costs money.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of the kids that we see at PAL, they can't afford the basic supplies. So in our tutoring center, we provide the supplies they need to do their homeworks, to do their projects.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
because they can't afford the paper, the pens, the calculators.
See, so $500 would help a public school child, right? Sam, it's not free.
Just to play baseball this year, we had to pay $550.
See, there you go. And it goes to school. So we didn't put a deal on it. I just said it just goes to your school. So, yeah.
And I feel and I feel like sometimes when you go into it, they'll be like, oh, it's free. Then you'll join and there's there's the extra shirts and the extra bag.
There you go.
And it's
and you can't not have it. How could you be the only kid who doesn't have a shirt? Yeah. Where's your shirt? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Right?
Yeah.
So my pink laminated I made the paper too, by the way, so I'm very hurt. I want to talk about the essays. Now, did you read all of them? I know you had a 4-panel. Okay. Tell us about some of the subjects that were covered in some of the other essays. Can you share with us a little bit about that?
Sure. So a lot of the essays had to do with getting along with your classmates, about forming relationships. A lot of them had to do with caring about your homework and doing really well in class. But the reason why these two essays stood out really well, the first one having to do with love, that was a quality not spoken of in every single letter, and then the other one about not being afraid. So when we read the essays, we're kind of looking at something that hits us as a unique quality for an individual that may not show up as an academic accolade, or it may not even show up as a sports accolade, but it shows up as character. And I happen to know Miss Manning. She's just a phenomenal human being. So we're really looking at cultivating the qualities of character.
So would you say that, and how many, let me back up, how many essays were submitted?
17.
Only 17. Okay. Would you say that there is a depth to these essays in general, and that is a representation of the depth of character of a lot of the young people in these schools across the gamut?
Well, what I'm finding, and maybe I'm jaded with Teen Sports Radio, but I'm finding that the kids that we get to interact with seem to have an integrity of character where they can express themselves. And I think that that's a quality that St. Rayfield pulls out in the kids. They really support the kids with drama opportunities, with speaking opportunities, to be able to express their intrinsic ideas. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
See, I can't compare anything, to it, because my kids went to St. Rayfield, so I can't compare it to a public school. But I will say that I knew I was going to go to St. Rayfield's because I used to go to the park when my kids were really little, and so I used to go to the beach, and then I went to the park. So I used to see the kids get dropped off, and this is just my experience. Okay, I'm just staying in my own lane. So. When I used to see the ones dressed in the uniform, the teacher used to put the two fingers up, and it was attention. See, I like that. Okay, that's just how I roll. And then the other ones would just run around like little whatever, and I don't like that. That's just me. And I like the uniforms and attention, and they marched and played. I'll just say, so when I went to St. Rayfield's, and I like the pews outside, and I like the parents going out, and you have to Mother May I outside the door. You have to go to the teacher and beg to get your kid. I like that. And the kid has to put the chair on the deal, and then they have to get excused. You have to go to the door. Like the parent has to go to the door, and you have to get excused. I mean, you basically have to get sign your kid out and beg to get your kid. I mean, you don't to get to park your car in the front. No. I mean, it's
you have to show 3 forms of ID.
No, your driver's license. I swear to God, I had to go to the cistern. I didn't have my driver's license. You
get a lien on your home.
No, it works like that. It is a hierarchy. And the thing is, if you got in trouble, your son got in trouble, you can't. It's like you get in trouble, your kid gets in trouble, you don't go against the teacher, the kid's dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And then I'm dead. It doesn't go. It's kind of like when you grew up.
Yeah.
You're what? You got in trouble at school?
Yeah.
You're
on
murdered.
You.
It's on you. Yeah, exactly.
It's on the student, not on the parents. It's on the student.
God, no.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I was going to ask you a question. Of our teens here, do you know why it is that schools started having uniforms? Do any of you know? No. I found out this from Mrs. Manning. It started in Catholic schools, and the reason why was because the rich, affluent children were getting such a great education, and yet the Catholic school wanted everyone to get a great education. So they decided by putting a uniform on, the children would grow up together without having a separation of whether you were wealthy or not. And that was the reason for the uniform.
So, I mean, this is just a me thing. So, but I will say that my kids early, because I was always that room mom, and then I did, and I like the fact that by the time 12 o'clock, you ran, because when they needed something, you signed up, you ran to sign up, and then you felt and you were looked at like you didn't sign up. I mean, it was just put on the parents, you just beg. I've literally erased a parent and it's just like that. No, I'm serious. You just, it's just so weird. It just, the participation, you couldn't not participate. You just jumped in there, and I would beat you up. You crawl like crabs in a bucket to like crawl out on top, because your kids are everything. And it's just, that's why we were such a dysfunctional family. I'm just saying, it's just different. So, and I'm not saying it's not like that in public school. I don't know what it's like because I didn't participate in that. So that's all I'm saying. So, I don't know. I hope public school is like that. I just wouldn't know. So.
I was only in Catholic school for 2 years, kindergarten and first grade. I don't remember uniforms. And I don't remember I don't even think I could even sit here and try to compare my experiences in Catholic school to public school because I wasn't there long enough. I had a lot of the same problems with other students in Catholic school that I had in public school. So that didn't change.
How is it in Europe?
Well, I was in a private school, but not a Catholic one. So we had like no religion class or anything like that. But there was a big difference at the elementary school level rather than anything else. So you get more attention from the teacher because the classes are smaller. We would have sports and activities that would foster our interest in something that was not academic, which in public schools is not done as much in Italy. But then, let's say if you're in Italy, for sure, when it comes to junior high, and especially high school, you do want public school because the education is much, much better. It turns into a little bit of a business where dad and mom pay and you pass. So, but when it comes to elementary school, it's definitely more like all-encompassing when it comes to art and sports and like all these, like we have normal curriculums and just the relationship with the professors is way different. Plus I was in an international school, so that gave me like kind of like the head start to learning languages and
right.
that.
I mean, you kill it. You know 3 languages by the time you get out, plus, right? 3?
And you know 3 fluently, including your own, because you learn English and the second foreign language. So 3, yeah.
Okay, now Pure, your situation is more of a boarding school, right? Because you go to school 6 days a week and a long time every day. Am I right? Or it's not? I wouldn't say boarding school, but how many hours a day do you guys spend in school in China?
Well, I would say every day at school will be the same as here. Okay. Because every class between periods, we have like 10 minutes. We don't have a big break. Okay. And then we have 2 hours for lunch and then resting. But we have way more homework than others like school in America. It's going to take like 3 or 4 hours. Or we don't even do that. We copy each other's. Okay. So, yeah. Because we don't want to do that because that's way too much. It's sometimes like you will do these subjects and then I will do the others, and then so we're like helping each other.
It's a group. Okay. Yeah. Do you go to school on Saturdays?
For some school, like I would say seniors in high school, they will go to school on Saturday because they were gonna have like the kind of like the similar test like to SAT, something like that. Yeah, they will have to get through those tests.
And there's no sports.
You can play sports, but teacher would say, well, they will have an excuse saying that your PE teacher is sick today, so I will have to take control for this class, so you guys will learn better. You will appreciate me, but in fact, students want to play sports. So
interesting. Yeah. All right, hey, let's take a break. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I'm your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday.
Okay, we got 2 minutes. I want to know. You got to accomplish something amazing because you guys are going to do. Some of you guys are going to be here. Some of you are not going to be here. Some of you guys are going to stay with me over the summer. But let's accomplish something amazing over the summer. Kayla, do something amazing over the summer.
Well, my most probably amazing thing is at the very end of summer, I'm going to New York for September Fashion Week.
I love New York. September Fashion Week. That's hot. That's huge.
Yes, I'm very excited. I was in LA Fashion Week and New York Fashion Week the past winter, and I'm excited to go back again.
That is, put your hands together for that. Yeah, that's nice. All right, Sam.
This summer I'm going to a bunch of showcases for baseball to play in front of college scouts, so nice. I'm going to try to get a few more looks for colleges for baseball.
Nice. Are you going to stay in California or all over?
I think we're going to one showcase in Arizona, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, Arizona. That's where it's at right now. That's it. Arizona is where you're going to be. Pure, you're going to be in China. What are you going to be doing?
First, I'll go back to China, visit my families, and then I'll, in the middle of the summer vacation, I will go to Japan.
Yes, we know. And are you going to go to the museum there?
Yeah.
Not the museum, the art.
Yeah, I'll go there for like buying some art supplies for you.
Oh, that's emotional.
Yeah, that's one propose. Another propose probably like just like communicate with Japanese people and then like practice
They have this
Japanese
art. Store. It's not even a store. I mean, it's a museum. They have every color in the world.
Wow.
I mean, he sent it to me. It's just like the most. It's so futuristic. It's the most. You could sit there. It's incredible. Laura, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna go back, see my family, spend time with them, and then when I'm back, I'll move to Los Angeles.
UCLA, watch out! Oh my goodness, you have to come up like I don't know, vacations. You got to do something.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I was thinking about UCLA or Berkeley, and then I was like, no, I'm a Southern California girl. So,
Akla, watch out! Here she comes. Santa Barbara, we love you. Be kind. God bless. See you next week.